This is actually a swim doctor by Canyon Plastics. This is out of the package. He already had black poured into it, but I'll show you with this paint. Let's say he didn't have the color I want, so I'm going to make my own color. I'm just going to go right back over that black line, cover it up. Shade it in just like the other ones. So we got a few baits there. Make some room here real quick. Set these over the way. Now, one thing that a bluegill and a lot of other bait fish and have on them is lat lines. Now, we can sit here and go with the airbrush and do them that way, but an easier way I found to do it is go down to your local dollar store. I love dollar stores. And look at all the different combs they got. If you kind of look up here and right above my spray booth here, I've got all different sizes of combs. And what's neat about these combs is they make a perfect stencil to put on a lat line. Get another block here so I can kind of set this up. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to want to paint this a little bit darker, kind of match and come down. I usually start where I think a gill plate might go, and then I'll start painting it. Now, when I take this off, you get those perfect little lat lines, and when we dip this later, those are going to really pop and shine a lot better. So we'll do a few of these and show you how easy it is. Remember, start it there, right about where you think a gill plate might be. And you want to put this on, I mean, you can go light and go a lot of different coats, but when you get used to your airbrush, you'll basically know how much you can see through it. But what you do is get those perfect lat lines every time. Quick and easy. Because these combs are so cheap and it's a dollar store item, buy 3 or 4 packs, and if you're doing a lot of baits and one of them it starts to build up with paint, all you do is put it aside to dry, grab another one and keep going. This time we're going to do this little bass assassin. I bet you I'll catch some fish on it this week. Once again, you're going to have to leave room for the eye. The lat lines don't go all the way up. You can just kind of hold that, and same way, just kind of spray it in there. Yeah, do that one again to match the other side, get a little bit darker. See, every time they come out just perfect on it. Now, if you want to take the time, there's another way. I actually found it on YouTube a few months back, and you can actually make a 3D mold vacuum. And basically all it is you take some stencil material like you can buy down at one of your local craft stores, and you take your bait and you set it on, what I took is a 1 gallon can, and drill a bunch of holes in it, sealed it, and in the bottom of it I cut out a port to hook my shop vacuum into. So what I do is I take my shop vacuum and set that material over the bait I'm pouring with. It's hard bait. I haven't tried it on soft baits, but I'm going to, because I think it'd be a good idea. And you start to heat it with a heat gun, and as it starts to get soft, you turn on the vacuum and it sucks that material right down over your bait and makes a perfect mold of it. You cut it out and you can cut your stencil on it, and then you gotta do one from both sides. You can just place it on there, and every time you get get whatever your stencil is, and it comes out pretty good. Okay, we've got our lat lines. This is that one that was store-bought. It already had color in it, and I'm just changing all the colors on it now. So I've got a little bit of paint left, so I'll go ahead and just paint a couple more real quick. I'll make something else out of them. This could be a real good shad color. I know a lot of you have seen scale patterns on shads. One of the things that I did, I made some things that I saw at the show that Spikeworks were doing. It basically cut me out of slingshot. And the scale material you can buy, you know, Jan's. I don't know if Lureworks sells it. But then I epoxied some Velcro on it, put the scale pattern on it, and then I take it so I can hold it. And what's really neat about this is on a lot of these baits, that's white there. I can paint a chartreuse. You know what, I'm going to paint chartreuse in a minute. So I'll wait for that and then come back and I'll show you how to put one color on it so it shines through, and then you've got the scale pattern. Real simple to make. You can make them at home. I mean, it doesn't cost you hardly anything. There's one I kind of touched up. Let me touch up the green again. I kind of go back over it one more time just on those tops and stuff to get that green a little bit darker and kind of fade all that in. Use up the rest of the paint I got in the bowl. We get done with these baits, and after you see how they look when we're done, I mean, you can go out and buy anything you want, but I've always had more pleasure in making them myself. So let me clean my brush and change colors real quick.